This is what we're looking at today. This is the Segway Ninebot F2 Pro. This is getting ready to release in the United States. This is one in the United States. I am in Iowa. We just took it for we just took this for a test run for mileage. I am not halfway through the battery yet, and right now we're at 7.2 miles, 26 minutes. I'm in the United States, in Iowa, so it's the Midwest, and the hills, we have rough terrain, we have smooth terrain, we have all kinds of stuff here. So we'll go over the basics of the scooter, all the functions it has, and then we'll talk a little bit about how it does in the real world. I've got about, I think, 60 miles on it so far. I ride it to and from work 3 or 4 days a week, and that is a 14-mile round trip, and I have battery left after that. So, getting started, on the right here, we have a turn signal. So you got the turn signal here, and then the way you turn that on is with this button right here, just like that. Click it again and it will shut it off. Right above that is a horn, and then you also have the bell if you want to use that one. I use the horn most of the time. And then you have one brake lever, and what I really like about it is it's regenerative. So you pull this brake, and then you can adjust how much energy it's gonna recapture and place back into the battery to extend your time. Once you pull this lever, you can tell that the motor is doing its job of regenerating the energy. You can feel it pulling you, slowing you down. You can adjust it to heavy, medium, and light strength. So I have mine on heavy, so when I release it, it's a big pull to slow you down. I usually use that just to get me to stop instead of using this the entire time, unless it's like an emergency type of situation. So moving over, this is just a 3D printed phone holder I put on there, and then right here is your display. I don't know if you can really see that, but right now it's in lock mode, so I have to go through a sequence of pushing the buttons and pulling the levers to open up the lock. So if you push over once, that adjusts your digits up there. It goes down, and you push over to the right and they go up. And then to confirm whichever number that you want, you pull in on the handle, and then it lets you put in your next number. It's a 4-digit pin. It does have Bluetooth, so it connects to the app right there. And then so you can power it on, power it off, adjust all kinds of settings in there. You can adjust how fast you want to go, your maximum speed. And then if you push it again by itself, it'll change the drive mode. I'm sorry, double click and it changes the drive mode. And then single click, it turns on your light. It's locked right now though, so you can't see it. So it doesn't do anything if it's locked. So if you try and scooter away with it, it will kind of pull you back, so you can't just go taking off. This is just the GoPro mount put on there. This is your throttle, just like any other scooter, and then your right turn signal. But since it's locked now, it's not going to turn on. That's okay. Bag holder here. Here's your locking mechanism. I'll show you how to work that one. So all you gotta do is, there's a little latch right there. Pull up on that latch, and then pull down on this latch, like that. And you see the stem hasn't fallen. That's because in order to get it to fold all the way down, you gotta pull this lever again, and then push it down again. Like that. And then it locks just like that. There's a little tab right here. And in order to get that tab to open back up so you can lift it up, come over here and you push down on the little tab. The same tab that you use for ringing the bell. And then the stem locks in place, and then your final lock locks in there. It does have front disc brake, and then it's got a drum brake, and that's engaged, like I said, when you pull that and you're going at a certain speed, it'll start rolling you back. So far, I really enjoy this scooter. I've got a few other ones. I've got a Hiboy S2R. I'll be doing a review on that one as well. It's got about 800 miles on it. Like I said, this one has about 60 on it. So it's not a long-term review, but I plan to have that coming. So let's see if you can get in here. No, it's recording. So pros, it does have turn signals. It's got a digital alarm, or I don't know if you want to call it digital, electronic. There you go, electronic alarm. The ride is super smooth because, one, it's got air-filled tires, and then that right there, it even tells you shock absorber. You got a shock absorber in there, and it's got a nice boot on it to cover it up. So the ride on this is extremely smooth. Just got a bug in my mouth. Jeez. So far I've had only one issue, and I have reached out to Segway on it. They responded back to me, told me they're not sure. It could be a hardware or software issue. But the problem is, between about 8 miles per hour and 19 miles per hour, you have a stuttery or a jerky throttle. So if you want to maintain like a 10 mile an hour speed, it gets kind of tricky. I mean, you can change the drive mode and set your maximum speed, or you can just change the drive mode to eco, or regular drive, or sport. Regular is about 15 miles per hour. Let's unlock it. Hopefully you can see the screen. So what we'll do is unlock it. What you do is go to your first digit with your clicker, and then pull the brake, and that confirms your first digit. Go to your second, do the same thing, and this is just a test code. And then 8. All right, so now it says P, so that means you're in park. I don't really understand why it does that, because it wants you to pull the brake to release it to get out of park, but you can still drive. Like if you start hitting the accelerator, it'll take you out of park automatically. So right now it's in sport mode. Click it again and your light's on right there, and you do have a tail light. So turn that off, and if you click it twice, it takes you into eco mode. Click it again, takes you into drive. Eco mode's like, I think, 3 or 4 miles per hour. And then sport. So you got the blue, or the Bluetooth emblem there telling you that your Bluetooth is on. And then to power it off, just press and hold and it shuts it off. Your Bluetooth emblem is still on. That way you can connect with your phone, and for whatever reason you want to turn your scooter on with your phone instead of walking over and pushing the button, you can. But the one thing that does actually have a benefit to is if it's locked and you turn it on with your phone instead of pushing the power button, that will disable your lock. Well, not disable it, but unlock it, so you don't have to put your code in. So overall, this scooter is pretty sweet. Like I said, the one con I had was the throttle jerking issue. Other than that, I've had zero problems in the 60 or so miles I have. I will do another review, a long-term review, maybe once I get 100 or 200 miles on it, which shouldn't take too long. I drive it a lot. Like I said, my other one's got 800 miles on it, and I've got a couple of other ones that have about 400 each. So look for those reviews as well. That's the Hiboy S2R I'll be reviewing. Gotrax Elite and the Gotrax GXL V2. All right, I have no plans on changing my tires. I like the way they run. They're smooth. The charger is simple. Your charging port is right here. Pop that guy open, right there. It takes about 4 hours or so to charge, about maybe 5. But all in all, it's a great scooter. All right, so here's a little basic introductory to the application for the Ninebot F2 Pro. It might be the same for the other Ninebots. I'm not sure, maybe the F series is different. But so first off, I'm gonna power it off. So this is what your screen looks like when the scooter is off. So if you're within Bluetooth range, you can connect to it. So for me, it's just sitting right there. So we'll go ahead and swipe it on. So I don't know if you heard it, you could hear it beep over on the other side. Okay, so Bluetooth, your miles, and your battery percentage. Here's your energy recovery. So this is your regenerative energy, which means it basically uses like your kinetic energy from the motor, and it creates battery power, puts it back into your batteries, and that's good for extended drive time. So click in there, and then strong, medium, and weak. Oh, I have it set to weak. I'm gonna put that on strong. Okay, there's that. And then cruise mode. So this gives you an option of disabling your cruise, enabling it by pressing an indicator button, direction indicator, so your turn signals. You press and hold your indicator or your turn signal for more than 3 seconds, and then it'll set your cruise control. I have mine enabled for a hold throttle for 5 seconds. So it's just as it says, hold your throttle, 5 seconds, it turns your cruise control on. Right now, I have this route paused. It says recording, but I have it paused. Total miles on this scooter is 59.9, so right about 60. This ride is 7.2 miles long so far, and I've been driving the scooter itself for 26 minutes and 1 second. Function introduction. This will give you a little insight to the functions of the scooter, if it ever loads. So you just go through these different characteristics and vehicle positionings. It just tells you about different things. riding mode, which each one does. Energy recovery, and then cruise control just talks to you about it, about what it does. Battery and charging, residual battery life, safety, lock features, that's the 4-digit PIN number that you put in. Tire repair, brake maintenance, and then firmware upgrades and after sales services. Community Q&A, that takes you right into what it sounds like. It's other people talking about their scooters, have questions, people jump in and answer. It's a good place to be if you have questions. Show all. So here you can find repair centers. For me, I do all the repairs on my scooters myself. So swapping out the control boards, replacing tires, replacing throttles. I do it all. More functions here. So this this lets you go in and enable different things. Walk mode, 3.1 miles an hour. So if you're walking through or scootering through like downtown and there's a bunch of people around, you would use that. That way you're not accidentally hitting the throttle and hitting somebody, knocking a kid down, knocking a kid out. Charge limit, 100%. Lower charging limit will prolong your battery life. So empirical metric system. So US, you would most likely use miles per hour. And then in like the UK, you would use the kmh. This lets you lock it. Oh, that reminds me. This scooter does have Find My, the Apple Find My, just like any other Apple device. So you can ping it and find out where it's at, make it beep. So I really love that function. Directional sound indicator, sound when pressing direction indicator switch. No, it freaking thing beeps enough. It beeps and I'm not sure why sometimes. So if you get too much vibration going on, you can have it alert you. And then device info, and then the lab. Questionnaire, moments. I'm not really sure what moments is. But as you can see, mine says 4 days as a proud owner, and I've already put 60 miles on it. I ride quite a bit. Alright. If you guys have any other questions, or any questions, any comments, concerns, ideas, let me know. If you guys want to see more reviews, leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe. Alright, thanks guys.